Okay, awesome. So people, or we've done this system where we kind of want to make sure that, and if you guys aren't muted, please mute yourselves just so there's no background noise. We want to make sure that we're following the structures, right? One of the key things that we used to ask people was
I muted.
don't give up, don't give up, um, too much information over a message. Try to move them to the phone. Um, those things we're going to kind of shift a little bit. There's some verbiage in there that's kind of helping you in a general sense, basically for how to talk to coaches. So I don't want us to overthink that this is a new system. Some of the stuff that is designed in there. So Carol Hips basically built an ATM group, add, tag, message. Our group is called Better Health. I'd like to edit the name, but it won't let me. So it is what it is for now. Maybe if it does down the line, we'll change it to something nicer. But that being said, I want to kind of get the structure down. So this is really exciting because me personally, doing this the last 8 years, I'm not a perfect score as far as getting people from Messenger, and I shouldn't use the word get, but transitioning people from Messenger sometimes if they just don't want to get on a call or they kind of ghost you or whatever, they kind of just sit there. And one of our systems is, hopefully they can see us tagging or posting things, or maybe tag them on something every randomly. Maybe we don't even tag them. We just hope that they're seeing our Facebook feed, and then we're supposed to kind of follow up with them, kind of message them and see if something happens. So they tried to find to fix that void. Basically, is what this group is about. There's a couple steps we're going to change, as well as the health assessments. Before, we would say in Journey to Health, listen, if you've done a health assessment with somebody, you're welcome to add them. Right? So this is going to change a little bit. So the Better Health group is only posts from coaches. And that's another thing I'm going to ask you guys. Make sure your mentors add you to this group. And you guys are only the admins. You guys are the only ones that can post. Nobody we add in there is going to be allowed to post. So moving forward, we really want to make sure that we're not going the lazy route. And I say that nicely, because we still want to shoot to get them on a health assessment. This is just like a soft entry to that, instead of just having them sit in your Facebook Messenger. You really don't want to get on a call. And it's just kind of sitting there migrating. There's no, or marinating. There's no point in just leaving them there. So that's what this group was really designed for. So that's kind of exciting, because Carol Hips had put this thing together. She has over 100,000 people in this group. My Aunt Joy started her group about a week ago. And I mean, it went from literally somebody, for example, 2 years ago, she started a conversation with this lady, one of her coaches, and followed up, and never really got anything of it for 2 years. She moved this lady back into this group and said, hey, went through the process, asked her the 2 or 3 questions in the group, which is on this this file, and then moved her into this ATM group. And then within a week, she signed up. So there's ways of that. Another thing, one of her coaches ended up putting 2 people in this group that did not want to get on calls, and 3 days later signed up. So we're starting to see that this is actually a good group to have for those people that are just not willing to get on a call. It's not where we're going to just give up and say, oh, well, I'm just going to message this person and not even ask them to get on a health assessment. We still want to have that structure. We still want to have that thought process. But if it's a last resort kind of thing. Now, the second thing is don't worry about taking the people out. I probably should have clicked mute everybody upon entry. Give me 1 second, because this is going to get old. There we go. Anyways, basically moving forward, everybody in Journey to Health will be on program. We're not going to have anybody that's not signed up. So if you've done a health assessment with them, and I know there's a couple of different groups in here. So if it's the other group you have, I know Desiree's got her own group, and I don't know who else has their own group in here, but I would assume you talk to her about how you want to do it. But for us, from the ATM group to the Journey to Health group, and I'm sure she's probably going to do the same thing, or maybe not, I don't know. But moving forward, you're going to add everybody to Journey to the Health that's signed up only. So don't worry about taking the people out that are just sitting in there. It's okay. We don't want to try to reinvent the wheel and make that a big transition. But everybody moving forward, if they're not willing to get on a call, follow this steps. I'm not going to go through this whole thing because it'll be a lot. Your coaches can do it, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I just did don't overthink it on our last training. So hopefully we can see that. A lot of the beginning stuff is stuff we already do with people. It's just an intro. Now the difference is we're going to take them to this group if they will not get on a health assessment call. And that's going to really free up some stuff. I can see a lot of successes happen. I have personally 25 people I'm going to go back to right after we get off this and add them in there, because I'm not perfect either. They just don't want to get on a call, and that's okay. But please follow this structure. So that being said, if they're not willing to get on a call, or you've done a health assessment with them and they're not ready to sign up, they stay in Better Health, which is the ATM group. Once they've signed up, you can leave them in there, but then you introduce them to Journey to Health or We Ignite Transformation. Okay. I think that's the only two groups in here. So this is really important though, guys. We don't want to just go the lazy route. Please, please, please do not just, oh, I got this great group, just shoot them. That's not the process. If this is the last resort kind of thing, but at least we have somewhere for them to go. The second thing that I was saying a second ago, and I kind of went squirrel on you guys, is all the coaches are going to be admins in there. So I'd love for your encouragement. I'd love for your posting. It's pretty simple. If you posted something on your newsfeed that's inspirational, you can duplicate that in Better Health. So positive quotes, healthy recipes, almost like you're doing in Journey to Health, but this is just going to be a funnel for people to see with no responses, no messages, nothing. It's just basically a page of inspiration. So your success stories, if you want to grab somebody else's success story and post it in there, great. If you have a great recipe. So it's almost going to be a little bit of duplication, but just kind of set your reminder to be able to do that so we can get inspiration going and move that. So that being said, I would go back in your messengers right now, or when you have a few minutes, I don't know what your schedule looks like today, and get a list of everybody that's kind of ghosted you or hasn't wanted to get on a call for some reason. You can go in, follow these steps after you've looked at them, and then you can add them to the ATM group. Now, the goal is once you've added them, you do need to schedule a call within 24 to 48 hours. Make sure you have that kind of situated before you go into this. This isn't just to get them lost in there, right? Second thing, I will say, we're recording this for integrity reasons. Coaches, ask how they got into the group. Okay, really important. If you don't know who got them into the group and you get a random message from somebody, make sure out of integrity, you ask them, okay, how'd you get added to the group? Oh, Susie added me. Okay, you refer them back. Really important to understand, because this is going to go big really quick. I mean, Carol started hers and it's over 100,000 people in there, because this is a funnel for all these people that maybe we can't necessarily get. It should take us a lot of less time too than back and forth messaging for, a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. This is going to cut a lot of time down, especially for you guys that are messaging at a high volume. For interaction, because now they're going to be in a floodgate in there. So the two main things, let's follow the process of what this says. Very self-explanatory. Carol Hips has a couple extra tips she does down in her video down at the bottom. It's very, very self-explanatory. She even gives you really good tips on what follow-up looks like in the video and how long it takes to follow up with somebody. But this is going to cut a lot of our time down, because I know coaches are like, well, how I've talked to this person for 4 months and I'm running out of stuff to talk about it. How do I intro into this? Here's kind of a good way to intro this in. This could really utilize well, be huge for your business, right? I'm sure all of you guys probably have at least 2-3 people that weren't willing to get on a call. Probably some of you seasoned coaches 2-3 years ago, like I just mentioned. Judy Barkley went back, a lady she talked to 2 years ago when she first started, wouldn't get on a call, signed up within a week of being in this group. So those are the couple things I just wanted to share with you guys. Nothing super technical. I appreciate you guys getting on. I just figured this was the best time since most of you guys are up already. That being said, do we have any questions? You guys are able to unmute, so feel free to unmute. But do we have any questions so far?
Justin, it's Jen.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as the content, since you said that all coaches will be admins, posting in the group, what are some things that we don't want to see posted in the group, just so we're all on the same page?
No fuelings. We're going to keep it very simple. So, and that Thank you. I'm glad you said that. Wow, I almost missed that. So add tag message. One of the things at the top of the page is it does have Dr. JC Dornick's professional video of what the program is. This is going to simplify your health, and I'll get right back to your answer, but I didn't want to lose this thought. This will simplify your health assessment. This should cut your health assessment down by 15 minutes because they already know what the program is. When you've gotten somebody into this group, you've tagged them on the video. You make sure in this system, it says, make sure they know when you can follow up with them and they've had time to look at this. Make sure you also let them know you're adding them to the group and when they've accepted it so you can tag them. Don't just invite them and then check out. So those are a couple things. So anyways, going back to the health assessment, that will shorten up your time big time. That's the only thing we really want to see as far as the fuelings, the name of the company, anything of that nature. Everything else is going to be healthy recipes, water weight. I know Joy's, one of Joy's coaches who retired from Pilates, or maybe it was yoga instructor. She did like a plank challenge. If you guys want to have some fun and do those types of motivational things in there, great. Water wars, pretty much everything you're doing in Journey to Health minus the fuelings in their face every day. So the Lean and Green recipes, positive quotes, weight loss stories, non-scale victories for yourself. Remember, we have the Chasing Better group for the business stuff. I would hope we're doing stuff in there too. Time freedom for our families, things of that nature. This kind of all correlates, but now we have the two, right? So this one's pretty much just weight loss, healthy, off medications, whatever that looks like, recipes, things like that, Jen, to answer your question. So very simple to that aspect. Really kind of only 4 things: positive quotes, weight loss, success stories, maybe a non-scale victory that's worked for you, and like the Lean and Green meals or something along those lines. But I think this is going to be exciting, guys. Like I said, it does cut down your health assessments because you're tagging them on the Dr. JC Dornick video when you add them in there. And then maybe one of the based on looking at their profile, like, hey, this could be somebody that resonates with you. Just be careful with that, because if you haven't really talked to this person, you don't want them thinking you're calling them chubby or something, if you know what I'm saying. But if they have asked you and say, hey, it's okay if I show you somebody that's positive, remember, use these questions to gear it towards what you need to do in there. And then make sure you follow up with them within 24 to 48 hours. Really important to do that, guys. This is not just an ad and checkout deal. This can really help your business if you follow this platform. Like we just talked about a minute ago on the training, this is spoon feeding you a super highway. Carol Hips has a very big business. I would hope we'd learn, what's going on here. And I'll be honest with you, everybody know Doug Wood? Give me a little nod. Everybody know Dan Valentine? Okay. They are following her system. So there's kind of something there to say about what exactly she's verbalizing, right? If that's even a word, sharing with us here. And so if we try to finagle it a different way or do the half process, you're only going to get the half results. So great question. Did I answer that kind of okay, Jen? I know I went left field with it a little bit, but this is exciting, man. This cuts health assessments down by 15 minutes. They already know what you got going on. If you haven't moved it from the messenger to a phone call, that's kind of really where this comes into play. If somebody feels awkward and you're out and about, there's obviously the first steps in there. Hey, I have this great group I could add you in. You could kind of check it out, be a fly on the wall. You've probably talked to them a little bit more, because I usually do that and then just add them into Journey to Health. I do like a on the fly health assessment kind of thing. So this is going to have you in a great vehicle. And then, like I said, let's make sure we're supporting the Chasing Better group too, guys. That was something else I wanted to tell you. Kind of a lot of coaches, bigger, the coaches that developed it, kind of posted in there, and then it kind of lost its steam. You guys have all amazing stories financially in here, whether it's small or big. It's impactful to somebody. It doesn't matter what it is. So let's make sure we're doing that in the Chasing Better group. And then Better Health is now our new pre-client and after health assessment group. We want to make sure we're posting in there as well. So was that kind of clear for everybody? Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, Justin, it's Roy.
What's up, buddy?
I went through the ATM guide and that stuff. When will that group, or when will we be invited to that group?
It's already up and running. We wanted to I picked some top, well, I shouldn't say top leaders, but I picked some coaches that have been around for a while. We wanted to post a bunch of stuff in there. So when we start adding people, it just wasn't butt naked. So I'll add you today. Great question. Anybody who's not added to that group or invited to that group, please get with your mentors or even message me. And I will add you in there. So it's called Better Health. One other thing for you newer coaches, and it's the same thing Jamil tells you in these different groups, make sure you put your notifications and pin this to your group. If you don't know how to do that, message your coach, but you want to pin this to your shortcuts. And then you also want to put, you don't have to put all posts because that'll go crazy, but put highlighted posts. So that way you can kind of see what's going on in there. If you're friends with coaches, you'll see their posts, but it just kind of reminds you to be in there. It's good for me to do too. Like Journey to Health, I put highlighted posts. I don't put all posts because there's 15,000 people in there. The same thing with this one will go big, but just make sure you have those settings set, because if you don't, it'll disappear out of sight, out of mind. And we don't want to do that. This can be huge for 2021. So great question though. I'll add you right now, brother, you and Don.
Hey,
Anybody?
Jocelyn, it's Maureen.
Hey, Maureen, how you doing?
Quick question. So is this going to be different when we add people because we're going to be considered an admin versus Journey to Health where we have to wait for somebody to approve it?
Yes,
Like-
ma'am. Yeah.
Okay.
And so just on thought for that, the unfortunate part is we had pretty much, if you were kind of starting to become a seasoned coach and got hip to the GIP, we were letting you be an admin in Journey to Health. This is going to fix a lot of that. But unfortunately, sometimes newer coaches would click add all, and then you have this random message. Hey, I don't know how I got in here. What's this program, or how do I get on this diet? Right. So that's kind of why it went that way. But for this, you're going to be able to add people right away. You're the only one posting. Clients or potential clients are not allowed to post. Well, yeah, they're not allowed to post in here. This is just a funnel for them to visually see stuff. So, and hopefully we're doing the follow-up process, but yes. And actually we can make you an admin in Journey to Health, because I'm sure you've been around for a little while. It'll be easier now. Roy, were you going to say something? I think you came off mute for a second.
No, I'm good, brother. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Another question.
Yeah.
So in Journey to Health, one of the things that our clients can do is add their best friend. Hey, check out this group. And then of course it goes through our approval process. But in doing so, a client has now added another person.
Mhm.
And so for everybody else, that's only looking for their coaches, clients, and stuff like that. In this group, because we're all coaches, I think that we have to just do our due diligence. If you're going to go and approve, somebody to be in the group, that you have kind of looked to see, is it a coach within our organization, before just saying, okay, I'm going to add it, because it could be one of our clients, one of our pre-clients adding another friend, right?
Right. They won't be able to.
Okay.
Nobody will be able to add except for admins only. And nobody's going to approve anything because everybody's going to be an admin that's a coach. So that also traces back, because the problem is somebody would add somebody to add somebody, and then somebody would go approve it. And then if you went back to track who that person was, you couldn't see who actually added them because they were accepted. So this is actually going to track it back. This is why I was saying, for integrity reasons, not that we're having a lot of weird stuff going on in Journey to Health or people are stealing clients, but you'll be able to see who added that person and then track it back. So yeah, nobody's going to be able to add anybody. Nobody can invite anybody to this group or be accepted or whatever. It's private. I think I have it set even on, can't even find it unless you've been invited. So there won't be any issues with that. Yep. Great question. And it'll clear up a lot of mess in Journey to Health too now, because it's going to be only clients in there. And that one thing I would say, do I want to say this? No, it doesn't matter. I was going to say, if you've had people in Journey to Health for a long time that haven't really signed up, you could clear them out of there, but don't even worry about that. It's going to just spin a wheel. That's way too much time. So I think that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to clarify some of this stuff. Like, everybody's like, what this is. Please make sure you go back to your teams. I'll post this playback in the group. Hopefully this was helpful. It is literally verbatim, self-explanatory how to do this. So if we utilize this correctly, our year can be newer, our Christmas can be better, our impact can be huge. You know what I mean? Like, let's just make sure we follow this. And if you have any additional questions, obviously we're all here. Mentors are here to help you. I just wanted to make sure that we understand. I'm looking for your support too, to post in there. Kind of have 4 things we want to post, kind of same stuff we talk about posting on our timeline. As far as that stuff, so you can just double dip now. If you have in living out loud inspirational business, something that you did financially, great. That goes into chasing better. If you have I poked 2 more holes in my belt and I'm really excited about this pair of pants I haven't fit into in years, that goes into better health. You know what I mean? You can kind of duplicate this and really streamline it too. So any other questions?
Hey, Justin,
Yes, ma'am.
it's real quick, just to clarify. So I know before in Journey to Health, we would add people after a health assessment and after they've signed up, like kind of two different people.
Mhm.
I was just thinking, because I did one yesterday, health assessment, I know she'll sign up, but she hasn't yet. So I added her to Journey to Health. Now, is that the type of person we're going to do to Better Health instead?
Yep. So only active clients or people that have signed up are going into Journey to Health moving forward. If you've done
Okay,
it,
so we're changing that moving
if
forward.
you've done a health assessment with them and they have not signed up, they stay in Better Health, or they get added into Better Health if you haven't done that first step process before you did the health assessment.
Okay.
Yes, everybody goes into
Okay,
Better
because
Health.
I was thinking Better Health was only for those people, no health assessment yet, kind of ghosted. I mean, it is for that person too, but also for anyone that doesn't sign up yet.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Okay,
So
thanks.
Journey to Health moving forward will only be active clients.
Got it.
Yep. Perfect. So kind of this honestly stays kind of the same process, right? Hey, you can be a fly on the wall and check this out. You're just putting them in Better Health first, and there's no, weirdness in there. And it's not a bunch of the fuelings, and it's not maybe the negative posts of like, oh my God, this tastes like cardboard, or why is this so crazy? We get those random messages. This is just going to be
Right.
kind of controlled for us to give the light of what this program potentially does and let somebody have their own judgment happen versus somebody else putting a judgment in their mindset.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Yep, no worries. So yeah, and just to reiterate, basically lean and green meals is really the only stuff we want to do. No pictures of the fuelings and stuff. The only stuff that's going to relate to Optavia or the fuelings is the JC Dornick video you tag them on. That's going to shorten up your health assessment big time because you don't have to do the second half of it. This can be awesome for newer coaches because I know newer coaches freak out when they have to go through the 4 components, the health coach, the books, the community, and the fuelings. He explains all that, so you don't have to be a rock star at that part. And you've already asked them some questions. So just remember, you kind of are filling out their health assessment pre-game when you do some of these questions. Have the health assessment there because that's a few minutes there, and then only 10 minutes when you get on a call, you go straight to, instead of what's their why, you already know, right? What's your motivation? You already asked them those questions to get them into this group. So if we time this and structure it right, all you're doing when you get on is, okay, so tell me a typical day. What do you eat? How much water you drink, yada, yada, yada. Bam, 5-10 minute health assessment, right? A lot of time's going to change with this. So it's going to be huge for those people that have, 12 kids and full-time careers and homeschooling and just messing with these days. Jen, were you going to say something?
One other thing was, this was a question I had about the group prior to today. So just wanted to reiterate, discussing the life book or referencing the elements. What's your take on that?
It's a good question. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I would reference it, but I wouldn't put the, like a picture of, I'll get to you in a sec, Brian. Sorry, I don't even see you on here. Maybe you're on the next page. Yeah, that's fine. I don't see it being a problem. We just want to be more of the inspirational, simple stuff. You could say something like, I'm excited to go through element 3, some of our mindset stuff. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah. Great question. We just don't want to bombard them with food, product, because people with their product wording, it drives me up the wall when they say product. My dad used to say it. I used to jump on him about that. But anyways, yeah, the books are fine. The community's fine, stuff like that for sure. Oh, glad I said this. So wife got approval. I have to have NASA come in with their spaceship detoxifier thing for you guys. And then I have to have them come in after you guys leave. But she said it's okay. So event at my house next Saturday for you SoCal people. I apologize for those of you that are out of state.
And it's going to be an Airbnb. Does that mean we all stay?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're more than welcome. I got 2 extra rooms and a couch right here. Jamil says it's pretty comfortable. I added the memory foam on there. But anyways, that being said, so it's going to be kind of a neutral gathering, more of an unplugged. We have so many trainings going right now. Obviously, we can have open questions and like an unplugged day. I'll have some foods and stuff here. Hopefully, it's not too windy or raining. It looks like it's supposed to snow all this week. It's kind of awesome. You'll see a lot of videos of me in the snow, just saying. Don't get burned out. But if the weather's good, next Saturday, roll in about 9 o'clock. We'll kind of hang probably till about 12, 1. You're welcome to stay after, obviously. But yeah, so SoCal coaches and stuff, you can have it here. Message me for the address as you guys roll in. And yeah, so I want to get community going for that. So we will have that. If you need to wear a mask, feel comfortable. Hopefully the weather's good enough. We can have people out back so they're not, too worried about it. And obviously I understand if you don't make it, no worries. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I will solidify that on our group as far as next week. I just had to wait because, to be honest with you, right now everybody's trying to get out of their house, even if it is an Airbnb, and they were like $2,000 for 2 days. So I'm on a budget right now. Yes, Brian. Sorry, I know you're itching, but
You're good. No, I'm glad I wrote it down. I would have totally forgot. So just to clarify something, since we're all admins in the group, we can all post. Are we all also supposed to be solely responsible for anyone we add in? Meaning if we add someone to Better Health, now should we watch to see when they come in so that we only add our own people in so it doesn't become an overwhelming thing and get confused?
yeah, when you invite somebody to the group, you only have that access. There's no like you add somebody like Journey to Health and then I admit them. You're adding them, they're in there. So yeah, and they can't post in there. So this
Gotcha.
is just for them to see stuff. It's like being on a TV platform.
Yeah.
You're
So there is no actually admitting them once you invite them.
No,
If they accept the invitation, they just go
they're in.
straight in.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. Every coach is allowed to put people in there and all that stuff. What do you call it? Oh, that's the other thing too, guys. I love everybody. Don't get me wrong, but don't invite coaches that aren't active. I don't want to do fake numbers. I want to make sure, you know what I'm saying? So love everybody. If they're engaged, again, great. But if they're not, don't just put a bunch of people in here to try. That's what we were worried about, chasing better. It's like, oh, let's go tag so-and-so on Justin Avini's post because he posted his income, and hopefully that inspires somebody. If they're going to do something, they're going to do something. Like Kirsten and Nick said, their coach disappeared. Their upline was pregnant. They still figured it out. Let's remember, guys, people are going to do this because people want to do it. It has nothing to do with us. So just being said, don't add a coach to this group just because they're in your downline. Unfortunately, if they've disappeared for now, it's okay. If they come back, love them, put them in there. Awesome. But I want to kind of track numbers this way. And this is really good for us moving forward.
I have a question, Justin.
Yes, ma'am.
To keep this, like you were just saying, the numbers real. Once we add somebody and they get started on programs, should we go in there and remove them out of there and then just add them to your support group so that the numbers are real?
Well, I was learning from Joy, and to be honest with you, Carol doesn't take them out because they love the inspiration and they actually seem more active in the Journey to Health group based on what they see in that group. So I asked her if she did that. She said some of her coaches do, some of her coaches don't. So it's kind of personal preference. Honestly, you can ask them, say, hey, now that you're in here, do you want to hear? Sometimes they'll say yes or no, whatever. So that's kind of just a personal thing. And I agree with you. Yes, it would be better numbers in that aspect. But yeah, it's kind of up to you. I told her I was going to take them out, and she's like, honestly, we leave them in there because they like the motivation. So it helps. So, because that is a pretty positive group. It's just going to be positive pretty much. So that's kind of a up to you thing, but great question.
My thoughts are too, Justin, with that question is that essentially we want them to become coaches in the future. Mm-hmm. And so if they're seeing all the support we're doing together to help people get on program, like they're probably, I wouldn't want to remove them. I don't think.
I know I liked you. Yeah. You figured it out. Yeah, no, it's true. Cause then they're in there for that, but no, that's still a great question, Paula. And I agree with you. The numbers, yes, it's not going to be 100%, but it's personal preference at that point. That was a great question I asked Joy. Cool, man. Well, I'm excited. Miss you guys. Anybody, Brian, you're in there. Roy, you're not. Everybody else is in there. Eric, Brian can add you once you're in there. Everybody else is in there already or knows where it's at? Yes. Okay, cool.
Can I ask that question, Justin?
Yeah, of course.
So what about our current clients? Would they be beneficial to put in there too?
I wouldn't. No, we don't want to make a big mess because that's going to be huge, busy work for no reason. If they're already a client, they already should be getting that support in Journey to Health. That's just going to be a random bunch of work for no reason. They're already a client.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Must have missed that when you said that. Thanks.
Yeah, just keep everybody. And the same thing with people that are not signed up yet. Christy, to that point, if they're already in Journey to Health, like Stacy, don't take the girl out and put her, or the guy and put her from Journey to Health into the other group because you did a health assessment and they didn't sign up. Just leave them in Journey to Health. Everybody from today at 10:30 or 8:36 moving forward, or 10:36, depending on what state you're in, leave them and put them into, Better Health. Everybody else can stay. Just that way it's good. That's way too much busy work to try to shift out, 10, 20, 30 people each. Is that helpful? Laura, did you have a question? I saw you came off video. This is good. You're just teasing us with your Starbucks?
Yeah, no, I've been running around trying to get the house clean and listening. No questions. I just took a break and thought I'd show my face so that I'm actually listening.
It's good to see you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll get the details. I'll get the details for next weekend. Kids are welcome. Obviously, it's going to be more of a neutral debrief time, stuff like that. Other than that, I think that's about it. Does anybody have any final questions or anything? I'm sure there'll be questions along the way, but just please, guys, make sure you work with your coaches. Make sure you work with your coaches on this. This is a team effort here. I'm really 2021. Let's not just add somebody and hope for the best. Let's make sure we break this down for them. This can be a huge tool for us, because I know I have a list. I wrote down 25 this morning as I was getting ready for the training that I'm going to go follow up with right now. And I know there's a heck of a lot more. I could probably go back 2, 3, 5 years that I'm going to find. So I'm ready. Was there questions in the messenger or the chat real quick that I missed maybe? No. Okay, good. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll post the playback in the group. Awesome, Marie. I'll post the playback in the group. Roy, I'll add you because it sounds like you're the only one I feel like a bad coach now. But I'll get you guys talking, man. Sorry, buddy. I'm a little upset you still bought my boat. Probably that's why. But anyways, we'll talk to you soon.
I don't care if it ever runs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit in your driveway and just hang out, crack a beer. Anyways, love you guys. Miss you guys. We'll see you guys in Cabo. Let me know if you need help with that too. Please, it's very simple to do. 17 clients, guys. 17 clients. You can ramp it up. You got 90 days to do that. It's going to be a fun in the sun event. Des, you got a question? Are you just stretching? Okay. Anyways, talk to you guys soon. I'll post the playback in a little bit. See you guys. Thank you.